Hello, everybody. It is Coach Pine, Pine the Pear, bubbling. However, you know me, you know whose video you clicked on. Well, just like last week, sitting in front of the camera, standing in front of the camera, after another Chiefs loss. This one, like the last one, ended in controversy. And I'm going to be frankly honest with you. I'm a bit tired of talking about the referees in this video, talking about missed calls, calls that shouldn't have been made, things like that. It's getting a bit tiring, if I'm being honest with you. The Chiefs, I'm going to start this video off by saying the Chiefs played worse than the Bills. The Bills deserved to win the football game. Chiefs defense played very, very good, I thought, holding the Buffalo Bills offense, which is the strong suit of their team, to 20 points. I see that as a win. Chiefs offense continues to be the most inconsistent part of this team. We've seen it this season when it's clicking. Boy, it clicks. The Bears was a very good game for the offense. And there's been some other games in there. The Raiders game, outside of that first quarter, was very good for the Chiefs offense. But it's been a lot of inconsistencies everywhere on the team. Patrick Mahomes hasn't been the Patrick Mahomes that we're used to seeing. Still been a very good quarterback, but has made some questionable throws and just doesn't necessarily seem to have all of the Mahomes magic that we're used to seeing. Even last year, with pretty much the same receiver core, you pretty much just swap Juju Smith-Schuster for Rashee Rice. And even last year, we saw some Mahomes magic, and the deep passing game was there. MVS was our deep threat last year, and he was very good in that role. Hasn't been very good in that role this year. Defense, like I said, played great, even missing some key starters. I thought we played very, very good. Offense was without Isaiah Pacheco and couldn't really run the ball too well, but we also didn't run the ball very consistently. We abandoned the run pretty quickly. Buffalo also abandoned the run pretty quickly. Buffalo was absolutely gashing the Chiefs in that run game, and they just kind of abandoned it for some reason. They probably would have won by a much wider margin if they had stuck with the ground game. Now it's time to get to the meat and bones of this episode, what you're all probably looking forward to. Me talking about the referees and the offsides call on Kadarius Toney. If you're watching this video, I know you've seen the play. It was probably one of the best, if not the best play in NFL history that will never count. Kadarius Toney called for offsides, and ultimately the Chiefs ended up losing the game. Now, Adam Schefter, NFL Insider, he compared the penalty to getting a speeding ticket going 5 over, getting a speeding ticket for going 60 in a 55. While technically you are speeding, you are in the wrong, that is a valid speeding ticket. Normally you're just going to get let off with a warning. Now, there's been a lot of things that have came out. I'm very late in recording this video, but luckily for me, there's been some things that have came out about this offsides call. Kadarius Toney, I believe it was 29 snaps he played on Sunday. He was lined up offsides like he was on that play 5 times, and not once was Andy Reid, any of the coaching staff, or Toney himself mentioned about it. Nobody was talked to. Nobody was told anything about it. And I'm going to play a bit of a devil's advocate here, not a Chiefs fan when I say this. They're professionals. You are a NFL wide receiver. You should be able to line up correctly. Because I know that's what you're all going to say. They're in the NFL. They shouldn't need to know. I'm with you there. But I'm also a Chiefs fan. And in any other situation, most of the time, if the refs are doing their job correctly, you're going to get warned and you're going to get told to back up. Even from middle school all the way up to the NFL, and I coach some high school football, when you are the wide receiver who is on the line, when you're the up wide receiver, you motion to the ref. You say, hey, I'm on, and the ref will tell you to back up. They'll tell you to scoot up a little bit. That even extends to the NFL. And Kadarius Toney did say, hey, I'm on, but he didn't wait for the referee to say, hey, back up. It's a very, very tough situation. And it's a situation that we don't want to talk about. We want to talk about the football game. We don't want to be talking about the referees after the game because it's no fun for anybody. It's not fun for the Bills because their win is being questioned. It's not fun for the Chiefs because they don't feel that their loss was justified. And it's not fun for anybody in this situation. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, more so Patrick Mahomes, I thought handled the situation very immature. There's very immature in the whole situation. Patrick Mahomes telling Josh Allen after the game that it was the worst call he's ever seen. Obviously now he has apologized to Josh Allen and said that was very unprofessional of him. And I agree. I think it was a very emotional response from Patrick. And I hope, more so than anything, I hope that Mahomes sees all the hate he's getting for how he acted out, and that lights a fire under him. Because like I said earlier, Mahomes hasn't been Mahomes. I hope Mahomes goes scorched earth the rest of his season and proves everybody wrong and kind of shuts the haters up to say. Andy Reid came out and said that he handled the situation wrong. He said Kadarius Toney, they're not giving up on him. They still want him to be involved in the offense, which is great. If you guys have watched my previous videos, you know I love Kadarius Toney. I'm a Florida Gators fan, and I'm probably the biggest Kadarius Toney dick rider on planet Earth. I like Kadarius Toney. And more so on Kadarius Toney, I don't think it would be crazy to say that maybe we can move him to running back. Maybe he could be a gadget player for us. We've had gadget players in the past with Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, just to name a few. You even look back like a decade or so ago with Dexter McCluster, our return man running back receiver hybrid. I would love to see Kadarius Toney in that role. There's no question whether or not he's good with the ball in his hands. It's just getting the ball in his hands that seems to be the problem. Obviously, he's had some drop issues. He's lined up wrong now. Maybe more of a gadget role for him would be good for the team and for him. I love Kadarius Toney. I think he's has the skill set to be a top 10 receiver in this league. I truly do. But there's some things he needs ironed out. I'm Pine the Pear, and that's my take. I'll see you in the next one.